What's going on, guys? My name's Tremaine, and we got a little something different for the YouTube channel. Learning how to day trade. So, this is going to be an ongoing series. I'm not sure how long or how many episodes this is going to be, but we're going to make it however long it needs to be. So, it could be 10, 15, 20, 30 episodes. Whatever it takes, we're going to get it done. I'm going to try to make this as simple, as easy as I can for you to understand. Um, Mind you, I'm already trading and I've already been doing this for a couple of years, so um, I will have to pause occasionally to kind of remind myself that I'm talking to people who are pretty much brand new to this industry. So hopefully you gain something from this series. We're gonna start off slow with just some basic housekeeping, basic terminology, basic stuff about the markets. I'm approaching this as if I'm talking to someone who has absolutely no knowledge, zero, zip, nada, right? They know nothing about these markets or how to trade or how to read a chart or anything like that. Okay, if that sounds like you, then you found the right spot. My goal here is to put everything in one video, a beginner friendly, not one video, one series, sorry, a beginner friendly series for the newcomer that wants to see if this is something they can pursue. So just be patient, stick with this series if this is something you think you really want to consider. I wanted to put this thing together just to have a lot of my friends, a lot of family, a lot of people ask me, if I'm teaching how to trade or where did I learn how to trade, where can I go to learn about the stock market and investing on this and that. So there's a lot of noise out there, a lot of um, a lot of distractions, a lot of bits and pieces here and there that you can scramble and find, to learn how to do this stuff. But I couldn't really find one good playlist that just had everything you needed for a complete beginner, a complete neophyte. There wasn't just that resource out there, so I'm gonna be that guy. Um, so this should have pretty much everything you need to get your feet wet, just to give you a little understanding um, of what these markets are like and how to navigate them. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. Episode 1, Introduction and Expectations. Okay. So we're going to start off with the common misconceptions about this trading industry. All right. First and foremost, I cannot stress this enough. It is not a get rich quick scheme. It takes most traders over 2 years to find consistency, and this factor varies for everybody really. Some traders can find, consistency in a year and a half, 2 years. Some traders take 5 years before they can consistently make money out of these markets. It depends on your level of study, your level of focus, and really just getting out of your own way. So, um, it's not a get rich quick scheme. There is no magic trick, buy this and you're rich. That's not how it works. Okay, these markets are very technical. They're very detail oriented. They require a lot of discipline. And okay, so this isn't a get rich quick scheme. I can't stress that enough. I'll probably state that throughout the entirety of this playlist, but just keep that in the forefront of your mind. Okay, if you're coming into this with the expectation that I'm gonna watch a couple of videos and then I'm gonna know what to do and I'm gonna be making money, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna take time. So, second point, this isn't gambling. Okay, a lot of people say trading is gambling. Trading, you don't know where the market's going. You don't know, if it's gonna go up or down or sideways. That's false. Okay, traders who are profitable, traders who know what they're doing, it's not gambling. Okay, you can have a 90% win rate, 80%, 70% win rate, and be very profitable. Okay, so this isn't crypto. We're not focused on Bitcoin. A lot of people, when I tell them I trade, they ask me about Bitcoin or Ethereum or all this crypto. I could care less about crypto. It's trash in my opinion. GameStop, when all that stuff was going on, and it's nonsense. We're not focusing on that. Okay, we're going to be focusing on more professional markets, that large firms and institutions are participating in. Okay. So when you contribute to your 401k and your retirement, savings and all that, that money is going to the markets that we're going to learn about. So drop the crypto, drop the Bitcoin. This is the last time you ever hear me talk about Bitcoin or GameStop or any of that nonsense. That right there is gambling. That's unprofessional. Big firms, institutions could care less about that stuff. Okay. That's a huge misconception. We don't care about that. And then lastly, again, it requires time. Do not come in here thinking you're just going to make money right off the bat. We're not even going to talk about making money or how to, you know, trade and make money consistently. That should not be the focus right now. Right now, you just need to get your feet wet. You need to be a sponge and just learn everything you can. But I'm going to take it slow and you'll be all right. So, the correct mindset for this series, okay, this is important. Don't expect to make money your first year. Of course, focus on being a sponge. So, don't come in here again. I can't stress this enough, thinking that you're gonna watch a couple of videos and know what you're doing. That's not gonna be the case. Just have a notepad, have a pencil, have your laptop. That's another thing. You need a laptop. If you just have a phone, that's not gonna cut it. Laptop or maybe an iPad you can get away with. But okay, take notes and be diligent in your study. Do the homework assignment. So at the end of every episode, I'm gonna give you guys a homework assignment. When we get to hopping in the charts, I may want you to draw some things on your charts. I may want you to observe some things in your charts, take screenshots, take notes. I may want you to watch some YouTube videos that possibly explain, things better than I can. Um, this is huge. So don't just binge watch the series, Netflix binge watch. Okay, take notes, pause the video. If I say something and didn't quite register with you, if you didn't quite understand it, pause it, rewind again, take some notes, look into it on your own, Google some things. Okay, just be patient, be diligent. And third bullet point, be comfortable not knowing everything right away. I'm going to say some things, I'm going to mention some things that you're not going to know exactly, what it is, but be comfortable knowing that you don't know everything. Okay, the understanding will come over time. That confusion that you have initially will clear up over time. It's normal, it's part of the learning process. Okay, you're just learning a new language. That's pretty much it. Okay, we can't jump into the Harvard level education without being able to do elementary math. So, okay, we're learning how to add and subtract right now. We're not jumping straight to, cross division or whatever, calculus, pre-cal. All right, be comfortable not knowing everything right away. We're going to take baby steps. And your confusion and any questions that you have, I promise you, they'll clear up over time as your understanding grows. Okay. And lastly, dedicate at least 60 minutes a day to studying. Okay, that's really not a lot. That'll go by so fast if you're really diligent, if you're really intentional with how you're studying, and if you're doing the homework assignments an hour a day, that'll fly by so quick. And if you do that for at least 4 days a week, you'll be way well on your way to understanding these markets and potentially pursuing this thing more seriously. So 60 minutes a day studying, doing the homework assignments, and I promise you, any questions, any confusion you have, they're going to be settled, eventually. So don't stress. All right. Take a sip of water here. So let's dive in just a little bit. All right. So remember how I mentioned we're not worried about crypto and Bitcoin and all that garbage. The markets that we are focused on for the entirety of this series is called index futures. Okay. Index futures. What are index futures? So most people have heard of, or at least, you know, are familiar with what we call the S&P 500. All right. The S&P 500 is an index that includes 500 of the overall leading companies. So everybody's familiar with Apple, Tesla, Walmart, Amazon, big, huge, okay, multi-billion dollar companies. That is what the S&P 500 consists of, okay? So the S&P 500 is not a stock. It's not, its own market. It's just a basket of companies. Okay, 500 of the largest leading companies. Then you have what we call the NASDAQ 100. Okay. That is an index that includes 100 of the leading non-financial companies. Okay. So companies such as technology, healthcare, things like that. Okay. There's only 100 companies listed in this NASDAQ index. We don't care about what companies those are. I can only tell you maybe 3 or 4 companies in the S&P. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Okay. I'm just building that ground foundation of your understanding about these markets. Okay. So don't worry about which companies are in which, how many technology, healthcare companies are. It doesn't matter. Okay. You just need to be familiar with the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, and lastly, Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay. We call this Dow 30 just for short. And it's basically an index that includes 30 of the leading industrial companies. Okay, so all you need to take away from this slide is that these 3 markets are what we're going to be focusing on. Okay, not Bitcoin, not crypto, not GameStop, not Ethereum, any coin, no NFTs. We're not focused on any of that. These 3 right here. This is all we're worried about. Okay, S&P 500 of the largest companies are in that basket. And this basket that we call the NASDAQ 100 includes 100 of the leading non-financial companies. And then you have what we call the Dow 30. That's 30 of the leading industrial companies. We don't care what kind of companies those are. That's just the category. All right. So this is my attempt to give you kind of a better understanding of what exactly index futures are. So stay with me here. Okay, so think of stock indexes like this. All right, this is an example for the S&P 500. So imagine you want to pass out candy for Halloween, okay? Instead of buying individual pieces of candy from the store, you buy a variety pack that contains 500 different types of candies, okay? Some candies are more popular than others, some you may have never heard of, but they all contribute to the overall variety pack, okay? So this green circle right here, this entire bag is your S&P 500. That's your index, okay? Each individual type of candy inside of this bag, inside of this index, is your company. So right here, I had this little Twizzler outline. Sorry, this is your one company. Okay, so imagine this Twizzler here is Tesla. This is Apple. Okay, these Airheads could be Amazon, whatever. We don't care what companies are in here. Just understand that. Okay, when we trade index futures, we're not buying a single stock. We're not buying one of these candies. We're not buying this bag of gummy bears here. Okay, when we trade index futures, we're buying the entire bag of candy. We're buying the entire S&P 500. So you'll hear traders say, "Yeah, I trade the S&P, I trade the Nasdaq, I trade the Dow." They're not trading one company inside of that Nasdaq, inside of that S&P. They're just trading the whole thing. Okay, and we'll get into more of that later, but just try to understand that when we trade the S&P, when we trade the Nasdaq, we're buying this green circle. We're buying everything. Everything that's inside of here is included in the deal. Okay, we're not just focused on one little company. We're investing in everything. All right, so key times for index futures. Okay, this is very important. Note this. All times that are going to be in this presentation for the entirety of the series are going to be in Central Time. Okay, so I'm in Houston, Texas. My time zone is Central Time, CST. So wherever you live, wherever you're at, make sure to convert all these times here into your local time zone so you don't get it mixed up. Very important. Okay. A lot of the things we do on the charts are going to be focused around time, and we have to make sure we're on the same page. So any times listed, I'm in Central Time. Make sure you figure out what that conversion is for you. Okay. You don't want to mess that up. So the stock market is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. Okay, we can trade outside of these times, but the market will tend to move slower and have less volume. All right, there are ways to know when you want to trade before the market opens. We'll discuss that in a little bit. But for now, okay, I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. 3 key times during the day that we're focused on trading. All right, we have pre-market. All right, remember, so the stock market opens at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. All right, you can trade pre-market 7:30 in the morning to 8:30 in the morning. And then we have two sessions. All right, we have the AM session, which is 8:30 stock market open to 11 a.m. And then we have the PM session, which is 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. All right, from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. That's your lunch. All right, people who are on the floor here. So in New York, you have the Wall Street, you have the New York Stock Exchange where everybody's in here and they're trading and it's noisy and it's, that all that's going on. 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Central Time. There's a lunch break. All right, market tends to slow down, tends to kind of just relax for a while, and then the PM session will kick off starting at 12:30 into market close at 3 p.m. Okay, so that's it. I didn't want to dive too deep into this first episode. Um, if you're still a little confused about what index futures are, that's completely fine. It's normal. I promise you, it's not a big deal. Um, the main thing I can say is don't worry about the companies that are inside each index. Okay, don't worry about which companies are inside the S&P 500. I promise you, it doesn't matter. I don't even know that myself. It doesn't matter. It plays no significance. Okay. Um, Homework assignment. So I'm gonna link a video or two in the description. All right, that I think will give you a better understanding of the index futures market. I watch these videos myself. I feel like they can benefit you guys a little bit. They're quick. They're not long. All right, they're just a few minutes. But watch that. Okay, watch it a few times until you understand it, just so you could get a better grasp of the market that we're going to be studying. All right, so this is episode one. Um, we got a long way to go. Okay, we're just getting your feet wet. This is just a basic introduction. The next episode, I believe I'm going to show you what platform you need to download and how to set that up. Real simple, real easy. Everything's free. You don't have to pay for anything. All right, so we'll do that next episode. I'll walk you through it. That's when you'll get to see your first look of the charts. So that's exciting. But for now, do this homework assignment, check the description underneath this video, and watch what I have linked there. That should help you out just a little bit more. And I'll see you in episode two.